Hello friends, family, and fellow Harry Potter fanatics. It is, as always, me, Nathaniel, on Thursdays for a cure for your post-Potter depression, and here are my 5 Potter points. Point number 1. Do ghosts find dying impressive? We have 2 instances in this book. We have Nearly Headless Nick's 500th or so death day party, and it's morbid. We already talked about that, but he seems proud to be dead. He's having a party celebrating his death. Now, the reason I say this now is because Myrtle, where she's telling Harry about how she died, in the book they talk about her relishing it and her being flattered to tell about her death. Now, this seems like a really weird thing to me, that you would be so enthralled to tell someone about your death, and it brings about the question, do all ghosts feel this way, or is it something that the people who become ghosts have this fascination, if you will, with death? I don't know. I guess it could go both ways. Once you're dead, you're like, oh, I'm dead, look, let's go have a party, I'm dead, I can't die again. Or were the people who turned into ghosts before they died already a bit macabre? Point number 2 brings me about to my first point of several on Gilderoy Lockhart, strictly his relationship with the other staff at Hogwarts. Now, the scene that I'm thinking about is when all the teachers gather in the teacher's lounge after Ginny Weasley has been taken down to the chamber, and they're all suddenly volunteering Lockhart to go after this nasty, rasty little monster guy. Now, the tension in the room, there's clearly tension in the room, but it's hard to read for me. I feel like it could go 2 ways. Now, this could go 2 ways. Number 1, if the professors are extraordinarily dull-witted, they could truly believe that Lockhart is not a fraud, that he is all this great magical wizard mumbo-jumbo blah blah blah, and truly believe that he knows what he's doing and that he can go on and take this monster head-on by himself. Or option number 2, which I find endlessly more entertaining, is that the professors all have a mutual agreement that they don't like Lockhart, and they are perfectly willing to send him straight to his death. Point number 3. So there is a secret entrance to the Chamber of Secrets. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is that this chamber is in a bathroom in a 1,000-year-old school. This says to me either 2 things. This bathroom has been like it is for thousands of years, and it seems fairly modern. They have sinks, they have toilets, so somehow Hogwarts had modern bathrooms 1,000 years ago. That makes even less sense. But what's even kind of grosser is that the other option is that this bathroom hasn't been remodeled or reconstructed, is that a word, in however long this has been. And I say this simply because if it had been remodeled, somebody would have noticed, A, that there was a sink not working, red flag, just a little bit of one, so that the sink wasn't working, or they would have remodeled something, teared down a sink, and found a giant pipe that led straight down under the lake to a giant lair with a giant statue and a giant snake. Anyway, that put aside, what in the world was Slytherin thinking, putting this entrance in a woman's bathroom? I'll tell you what he was thinking. It went something along the lines of this. Oh, that Godric, he's too much of a prude to go into a women's bathroom, and Helga and Rowena will be too busy powdering their noses to realize anything. This'll be perfect, oh yes. Point number 4. I find it deliciously ironic that Lockhart wiped his own memory after he had spent so many years wiping other people's memories, and it asks the question, is this the whole reason that Ron's wand was broken in the very beginning? Was it broken simply for the purpose of a backfiring charm that wiped his memory clear away? I mean, other than that, the wand serves no purpose but to be a bother. But if that was the whole purpose, fine with me, it's hilarious. So, another sort of little ironic thing, isn't Harry lucky that he pulled a sword out of that hat instead of a fluffy white bunny? Yeah, I guess that's not ironic. Maybe I don't really know what ironic means. Should look that up. My 5th and final point brings us around to our old classic, the spoiler section. So, if you have not read all the way through to the end of the 7th book, please click this luscious open place of orange, and it will take you to the end of the video. So specifically, this point talks about Horcruxes. My mom keeps asking me what this diary actually is, and I should keep my voice down because she's probably right downstairs listening to me to see if she can figure out what it is. But honestly, what do I tell her? Oh yeah, it's part of Voldemort's soul, because she keeps asking whether what the riddle that jumped out of the diary was, because it's not really him, and I'm like, well, yeah, it is. A seventh of him, or an eighth, or seventh, eighth. I don't know. I never got those numbers right. And the other Horcrux mentioned in these chapters, which is also the last Horcrux destroyed, Harry mentions himself. You know, I think this is where Dumbledore pieces it all together. He knows now that there's a piece of Voldemort inside Harry, and specifically, Harry says this. He says, wait, so there's a bit of Voldemort living inside me? Oh, weird. I added the oh, weird part. And like, yes, poor 12-year-old Harry, that is exactly what's going on. And Dumbledore never said anything, not until after he died, in a memory. What an old coot. Well, anyway, that wraps up the Chamber of Secrets for me. I hope that you read along with us. If you didn't, shame on you. Pick up the third book, Prisoner of Azkaban. Read along, same schedule. That's the word I was looking for. Same schedule as Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. 3 chapters a week. So I will see you next week while Alex and Amanda will finish up this week, and I'll see you on the other side.